Clara, a devoted mother of two young children, Sue and Howard, lived a life defined by unwavering commitment and sacrifice in her quiet New England hometown. For years, she had been the steadfast pillar of her family, managing every aspect of their lives with grace and determination. From dawn until dusk, Clara's schedule revolved around her children's needs, preparing meals, coordinating school activities, attending every recital and game, and tirelessly juggling household chores. Beyond her family duties, she often worked extra hours to ensure financial stability, quietly bearing the weight of responsibility without complaint. Her selflessness was palpable, and those close to her admired her boundless dedication. Yet, after years of putting everyone else first, Clara reached a turning point, recognizing the toll that constant caregiving and stress had taken on her own well-being. She made a bold decision to take a rare and much-needed break from her demanding life. She planned a 3-week vacation, an ambitious journey spanning 3 vastly different regions: the bustling cities and serene temples of Japan, the vibrant culture and exotic landscapes of Thailand, and the lush, tranquil beaches of Hawaii. This trip was meant to be a transformative escape, a chance to breathe deeply, recharge, and rediscover her sense of self beyond the role she had so dutifully played. What began as an exciting adventure filled with awe-inspiring sights, new flavors, and moments of joy soon took an unexpected and frightening turn. Just days after Clara returned home, a strange and unsettling sensation crept into her right leg. Initially, it was nothing more than a mild, dull ache, something she chalked up to the inevitable jet lag, cramped airplane seats, and the hours spent exploring unfamiliar cities on foot. She figured it was temporary discomfort, a small price to pay for the enriching experiences she had enjoyed, but instead of improving with rest, the pain escalated rapidly. The dull ache transformed into sharp, stabbing sensations that made her wince with every step. Alongside this, Clara noticed a peculiar crawling feeling just beneath the surface of her skin, an eerie, unsettling movement that made her skin crawl. Upon closer inspection, she discovered a small, raised bump on her leg. The surrounding skin was inflamed, bright red, tender, and warm to the touch. At first, she reassured herself it was likely a harmless insect bite or a minor skin infection. However, a gnawing sense of unease settled deep in her gut. Something about the bump felt profoundly wrong. In the days that followed, the bump grew alarmingly larger and more painful. Her leg began to swell noticeably, and she developed a persistent fever that drained her energy and left her feeling weak and fatigued. The discomfort became unbearable, interfering with her ability to perform even simple daily tasks, including caring for Sue and Howard. After arranging for a trusted neighbor to watch over her children, Clara, though hesitant and worried, made the difficult decision to seek emergency medical care. At the hospital, Clara was met by a team of compassionate doctors who listened intently as she recounted her symptoms. They quickly ordered an array of diagnostic tests, including blood work and detailed imaging scans of her affected leg. While the initial lab results proved inconclusive, the scans revealed something unusual beneath the skin, an odd, unsettling movement that defied explanation. Given the ambiguous but potentially serious nature of her condition, Clara was admitted for close overnight observation, setting the stage for a discovery that would leave everyone stunned. The following morning brought a shocking and terrifying revelation. As Clara lay in her hospital bed, she suddenly felt something pushing against the inflamed bump on her leg. To her horror, a small, wriggling, worm-like creature began to emerge from her skin. Panic surged through her as she screamed for help. Nurses and doctors rushed to her side. Equally alarmed by the grotesque sight, the medical team carefully extracted the creature and sent it to the laboratory for immediate identification. The lab results sent shockwaves through the hospital staff. The creature was identified as the larva of Dermatobia hominis, commonly known as the human botfly, a parasitic insect native exclusively to Central and South America. Its presence in Clara's leg was baffling and deeply concerning. None of the countries she had recently traveled to, Japan, Thailand, or Hawaii, were known habitats for this rare and unusual parasite. Confused and alarmed by the anomaly, the doctors promptly notified the appropriate health authorities. The case quickly attracted police attention, who began treating the situation as a potential act of foul play or deliberate infection. Investigators interviewed Clara extensively, asking her to recount every detail of her travels and interactions. During her detailed recollection, one particular encounter stood out starkly in her memory. While in Thailand, she had met a man named Daniel. He had been overly friendly, persistently insisting on spending time with her despite her polite refusals. At the time, Clara had felt a vague but uncomfortable sense of unease in his presence, an intuition she had quietly dismissed as mere paranoia. As the investigation progressed, it became increasingly clear that Clara's instincts had been right. Evidence began to surface linking Daniel to a criminal network involved in illegal trafficking operations. Activities that included the deliberate infestation of unsuspecting travelers with rare parasites. Clara, it appeared, had been targeted. Authorities soon uncovered that Daniel was part of an underground smuggling ring that exploited innocent tourists by using their bodies to transport contraband, parasites included, across international borders. Under intense questioning, Daniel confessed to his role in the operation. He admitted to deliberately infecting Clara with the botfly larva as part of a twisted scheme. Clara, without her knowledge or consent, had been turned into an unwitting mule for a dangerous black market enterprise. The revelation devastated Clara. Her trust had been betrayed, her body violated, and her health jeopardized in a grotesque and unimaginable way. Law enforcement acted quickly, arresting Daniel and launching a coordinated crackdown on the wider smuggling ring. Though the criminal operation was ultimately dismantled, the trauma Clara endured, both physically and emotionally, could not be undone. Doctors continued working around the clock to ensure that any remaining larvae were safely removed from her body and that the infection was fully treated. Clara faced a long road to recovery, not just from the physical wounds but from the psychological toll of her harrowing experience. Her story, though deeply disturbing, became a wake-up call. It helped expose a sinister underworld that preyed on the vulnerable and unsuspecting. Clara's case was no longer just about her. It became a catalyst for broader investigations and a symbol of resilience in the face of unspeakable violation. The process of recovery was undeniably painful and deeply traumatic, yet Clara remained steadfast and resolute, drawing strength from the unwavering love she had for her children. As the physical wounds on her legs slowly healed, Clara faced the daunting task of coming to terms with the emotional scars left by her harrowing experience. She grappled with a tumultuous mix of emotions: anger at the betrayal she suffered, fear of what could have happened, and profound sadness over the violation of her trust and body. Yet amid the darkness, the love and support from Sue and Howard, though still young, became her beacon of hope and resilience. Clara understood that healing was not just a personal journey but a necessity for her children's sake. Their smiles, laughter, and innocent faith gave her the courage to face each day and the determination to rebuild her life. Her story quickly captured public attention, making headlines worldwide and shining a stark light on the hidden dangers that can lurk behind international travel. It revealed just how far some criminals are willing to go to exploit unsuspecting victims. Motivated by her ordeal, Clara transformed her pain into purpose. She became a passionate advocate for traveler safety, openly sharing her story to raise awareness and warn others about the risks of parasitic infections and malicious acts by human traffickers. Working closely with law enforcement agencies and health organizations, she helped develop educational campaigns aimed at informing the public about how to recognize warning signs, stay vigilant, and protect themselves while traveling abroad. In the months following her recovery, Clara dedicated herself to rebuilding her life from the ground up. She engaged in rigorous physical therapy to regain strength and mobility in her leg and sought counseling to process the emotional trauma she had endured. Throughout this journey, Sue and Howard remained her steadfast pillars of support, offering unconditional love and reminding her of the brighter future she was fighting for. Clara's resilience and determination inspired everyone around her, turning her into a powerful symbol of strength and hope for others facing similar battles. Her story also left an indelible mark on the medical community. Researchers and healthcare professionals studied her case extensively, which led to important advancements in the diagnosis and treatment of parasitic infections. It underscored the critical need for doctors to consider patients' travel histories and potential exposure to criminal activities when confronted with unusual symptoms. Moreover, her case fostered closer collaboration between medical teams and law enforcement agencies, emphasizing a multidisciplinary approach to complex medical mysteries. Ultimately, Clara's journey is one of survival, resilience, and the unbreakable bond between a mother and her children. Despite the unimaginable trauma she faced, she emerged not only as a survivor but also as a powerful advocate for change, using her experience to protect others from suffering similar fates. Her story stands as a profound reminder that even in the darkest moments, the human spirit can prevail. Clara's courage and determination continue to inspire countless individuals worldwide, and her legacy lives on in the ongoing efforts to make travel safer for everyone. If you found Clara's story moving, be sure to watch the next video appearing on your screen. It promises to be just as impactful. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, and activate the notification bell so you never miss an update. Sending you a big hug. See you in the next story.